Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you guys want to check out my social media or check out a badass kick-ass original story, check out the links down in the description below. Hope you enjoy the video. I'm pretty sure after I get done doing this review, I'll probably have a few people recommend Chop Shop, which I think is from the same director as this. But this was a film that my wife wanted to check out, and of course it being on the Criterion Collection made it a lot more appealing given what the title is and what the film is about. And the film that I'm going to be talking about is Man Push Cart, and this is directed by Raman Baran? I can't even tell if that's an N or an H on here. I think that's an N. To be safe, I'm not even going to bother pronouncing it. But this is a film that came out in 2005. And it's a good, like 87 minutes, about an hour and a half. It's a little less than an hour and a half. And it's very well paced. It's a very well paced film for what, its runtime is. Because, it's nothing epic. It's nothing too... I don't want to say not deep, because it is a pretty deep story if you start pulling back the layers and you start watching more about it and figuring out more about this character. But basically what the premise of this film is it is about a man. He is actually, he's an ex-famous, I think, singer, musician from the country that he's from. And he comes to New York, I guess, looking for something new, looking to start fresh. And turns out he's just pushing, this cart around and selling stuff. And I've been to New York City. I went to New York City. It was for close to a week. It was like, I think, 4 or 5 days for my senior trip. And it's a busy city. I mean, it is a busy city. And this film does an excellent job of portraying that because, there are a lot of, people that push the carts around and a lot of like, food trucks, food carts, more so food carts. But yeah, it's very interesting to see it like on the screen, because a lot of times whenever you see New York in films, it's very cinematic like, it's a very different feel than actually being there. But this is, this felt like New York. I mean, like when he was in the city, like it had that raw sort of New York feeling to it. And I might sound a little bit crazy from people or people that live in New York, because it's probably, like it's an everyday thing for them. But it was very different whenever I went. It is a very busy city. There's a lot of stuff going on. And yeah, the film just does a really great job of portraying that. The atmosphere is absolutely fantastic. The thing that, the big takeaway from this film, the big thing that really did sort of grab me the most was this character. He's I think he's from Pakistan. I'm not exactly sure. Let's see. I'm gonna look at this real quick and see. Yes, he is. Okay, so he was a singer in Pakistan, and that's what's crazy to me is like, he is this sort of big sort of figure there, this singer, and then he comes to New York and he's just pushing a food truck. That's just such an odd position for somebody to be in, because a lot of people, it's hard for them to get in that position regardless, whether it be, fame or popularity or anything. For some people, it's, it's hard. For some people, it's impossible. For some people, it's very easy. But the fact that he had it and it was taken away, it really does make you feel for this guy, because it really does sort of show that, without that stuff, we're all just, we're all normal people. That's just how it is. We're all just, individuals on this planet living life. And I mean, the fact that the dude's struggling, it really does say a lot, and it automatically sort of builds up this kind of profile for, his character, his just him as an individual. Supporting character wise, very good. Like I don't know the actors or actresses. I think this is more so it's kind of like a smaller actors and actresses in this, I believe. If they're not, I just haven't seen them in anything else, so that might be just that. But they done a really good job too, and especially one of the supporting characters that sort of hires the lead and has him do stuff around the house. That was, in a way, like, well, I don't want to spoil it, but it really does make you feel sort of a bunch of different emotions. But Man Push Cart, it's a great character study. It's a character study that doesn't necessarily go too deep into what's about to happen or the future of the character, but it more so goes into the character's past and what his present is. It doesn't really sort of show off the future any. It's one of those films that whenever you watch it, it almost feels like time is standing still, and that's just because of what the character's going through and his day-to-day life, because he's doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. And it, I'm not going to spoil anything because I don't like spoiling things in my reviews or discussions, but it's one of those films that if you're really expecting a sort of crazy climax, or if you're expecting answers to everything, you're probably not going to get that. But I think it's executed in a way to where uh, that doesn't have to be the case. You know, you watch it, you experience it, and you sort of get an idea of what's going on. You know, and more so, I just feel like this is about what this character is feeling, not where he's going or where he has been. It's just more so what he's feeling and what he's doing, and kind of what he wants to do. Uh, you know, I wish I could explain it better, but it really is just one of those films that you have to go into. And I know I say that about a lot of films that I talk about, but I don't like to spoil things, and especially for this one, while this isn't a very spoilery movie, um, it's got layers, and there's going to be things that you find out. It might spark a few questions, but it's good. And it's a film that's, you know, it's worth getting invested in. But anyway, guys, have you guys seen this? Leave it down in the comments below. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review and discussion. If you did, leave a thumbs up, maybe subscribe. I hope you guys are staying safe wherever you're at, and I'll see you guys next time.